The yellow crosswalk is your domain. It's up to you to make sure the children use it safely. In this chapter, you will learn how to set up and operate the yellow crosswalk. Yellow crosswalks have a 15-mile-per-hour speed limit as mandated by state law. That speed limit is only in effect when the portable signs are in the roadway. The lower speed limit begins at the first 15-mile-per-hour sign on approach to the crosswalk. It ends once the motorists pass the crosswalk, where they are permitted to resume driving at the normal posted speed. Passing another vehicle in a 15-mile-per-hour school zone is strictly prohibited by law. Permanent school pentagon signs are installed by the local agency in advance of all school crosswalks to warn motorists of upcoming school crossings. It is your job to place the portable signs in the street at your 15-mile-per-hour school crossing. You need to get these signs in the street in the proper sequence, usually 45 minutes before school starts. To help you, there may be yellow dots painted on the street to show you exactly where to place your signs. The first sign to be installed is the No Passing 15-mile-per-hour school in session sign. Place it on the yellow dot that is located in advance of the crosswalk. Next, you will place another No Passing 15-mile-per-hour school in session sign in advance of the crosswalk for the opposite directions of traffic. On some busier streets, you may have more than one 15-mile-per-hour portable sign to position on approaches to the crosswalk. It is important to let drivers know they are approaching a 15-mile-per-hour school crossing before they near the yellow crosswalk. So all of the portable 15-mile-per-hour signs must be placed where they belong before you position the Stop for Children in Crosswalk signs. These signs get placed on the center line of the street right at the crosswalk so they can be seen easily by motorists coming from both directions. For wider, busier streets, you may have more than one of these signs for each approach. It is very important that all of your signs are in place and clearly visible to oncoming traffic. If you have questions about sign placement or if you need a new sign, please contact the school principal. Once the students have finished crossing, the signs need to be removed no later than 30 minutes after the final class has been dismissed. You do this in precisely the reverse order from which you put the signs out. First, remove the Stop When Children in Crosswalk sign. Then remove one of the 15-mile-per-hour school in session signs, then the other, until all the signs have been removed from the street. Be sure to store your signs in a secure and safe place off the street or in the schoolyard. Signs shall not block the sidewalk, and turn them away from the street so that drivers are not confused by seeing them when the 15-mile-per-hour speed limit is not in effect. If a school crossing is located directly adjacent to the school, the portable signs may be allowed to stay up for the entire school day. A signed agreement must exist between the school district and the local authority to allow for this. But if the crosswalk is not adjacent to a school, the signs must be removed before you leave your area or go off duty. Sometimes this means the signs have to be placed and removed several times a day. Doing so encourages motorists to be more willing to comply with the 15-mile-per-hour speed limits when needed. If this is a situation at your school crossing, make sure you place and remove the portable signs in the correct sequence each time you do it. Before we move on, there is one critical point we need to make. The signs do not automatically protect you from motorists. This is why it is required to wear your bright reflective vest. Your vest and hat make you more visible to drivers. Wait for appropriate gaps in traffic before you attempt to place your signs. If necessary, get someone from the school, such as a maintenance worker, to help you by observing traffic and advising you of potentially dangerous situations. Ask your school's principal to assign help if you need assistance. Once your signs are in place, your next major responsibility is to work with the children. You need to establish your authority as the person running the crosswalk right at the beginning of the school year. Of course, you want the children to like you, but it is more important that they respect you, take direction from you, and learn from you. Make sure they don't arrive at school too early. Confirm with your school the appropriate time for their arrival. Work with your principal to define safe places for the children to wait if they arrive early. It is important that you cross the children in groups, not individually. Make sure there is a safe gap in traffic before you step out into the street. Make eye contact with the drivers to make sure that they see you. Once you are sure all oncoming drivers see you from both directions, walk to the middle of the crosswalk with your stop paddle held high. Instruct the children to look left, right, and left again before entering the street. Tell the children to walk quickly across the street. Don't let them play, run or ride bikes or scooters, or use wheel shoes in the crosswalk. And keep your eye on traffic the entire time you occupy the crosswalk. Keep your paddle high even after the children are safe on the other side of the street until you step up on the curb and are out of harm's way. Teach the children the proper way to cross the street by doing it the right way yourself. Stop before entering the street, look left, then right, then left again, waiting for a safe gap in traffic. Making eye contact with the drivers is a key ingredient to safety. Make sure that drivers are paying attention to you and really see you. Remember, your responsibility is to see to it that the children arrive safely at school. If you feel that you need additional help to get the job done properly, speak to your school principal and get some help. So let's review. Always arrive at your crosswalk about an hour before school starts. Begin placing your portable signs 45 minutes before school starts. Put out the no passing 15-mile-per-hour school zone signs first on the yellow dots in advance of the crosswalk. First on approach to the crosswalk and then the other. Place the stop for children in crosswalk signs last on the center line right at the crosswalk. Group the children away from the curb or roadway and wait for a safe gap before stepping into the crosswalk. Make sure you make eye contact with the drivers and don't just look at the cars. Make sure the driver really sees you. No matter who you are or what you're doing, there will always be motorists who will not stop for you. Make sure the children walk across the street quickly and without fooling around. Running, playing, riding bicycles, scooters, or wheeled shoes are not permitted. Maintain your position in the center of the crosswalk and signal the children to cross. Keep your stop paddle high above your head even after the children are across the street until you have returned to the curb. Now you are protecting yourself. Don't ever let a student do your job for you. And this is very important. Don't direct traffic. The motorists will automatically move forward when you are out of the street. Your stop paddle is lowered and it is safe for them to proceed. You are not a member of the police force. Only a trained and sworn police officer can direct traffic. It is not your job to stop speeders or drivers that are passing other cars. Your job is to protect the safety of the children and yourself, period. You can report any traffic concerns to the city's Street Transportation Department through your principal.